Hello everyone and welcome to Harv's World for the next episode of Ravensberg. So I'm just down here at the port stocking up on some herbicide, and that's about what I wanted, 5,000 liters. Didn't want to get too carried away because that stuff is expensive. It was almost 5,000 euros just to pick that up. We don't have that kind of money to throw away right now. Milk prices have stabilized, unfortunately, a little bit lower than what we're normally used to. So normally we're seeing around 13, 14, and sometimes as high as 1,500 euros. Right now they're at about 12. So I'm not going to concern myself with milk today, at least not with our usual customers. Yes, once again. Oh, car. Harv has a plan. Maybe I should have gotten 10,000 liters. Oh well. 5 for now. If I need more, I know where to buy it. It's not that far away. So anyway, we have got a little bit to get done today. Not a terrible amount, actually. A little bit. I need to get 2 fields planted, 9 and 5. They're ready to go. I mean, they are fully fertilized. I got all of that done. So all they need is seeded and some herbicide sprayed on them, and they are all set. And I should have my 4-ways on going through town. Of course I should. Now, I have looked at my crop rotation, as we have done in the past, and my best choice was to put canola in both of those fields for a couple of reasons. One, canola is going to pay very well, assuming we can get it out of the ground before winter hits again. I think we might be sneaking it in just in time. I mean, we are in the very beginning of summer. We're a little bit late, but hopefully not too late. And you see, this is exactly the reason I kept this small tanker, was just for the herbicide action. Just to be able to deliver some when I needed to. So, with that said, canola is going to be our best choice, simply from the fact that it's really going to be just a cash crop. It's not going to be anything that we're using on the farm, and I hope that'll bring in a little bit of extra money and supplement our milk income. That's all I really want to do. Now, the other thing I want to get done today is I want to get my grass field mowed. It's ready to go. That's big on the agenda, because I want to get my silage cranking. And in order to do that, I need the grass. So, where do I stand at the moment? Well, I've got a helper just about ready to start working on field 9. Putting canola in there. Forgot to change my time again after setting up for the episode. Oops, Harv. But I'm headed over to the grass field. I will get this worker helping, or get this helper working. I guess either way works. Helper working, worker helping, whatever you want to call it. However you want it to be. Alright. There she goes. Throwing canola in that field. With a little bit of luck, I'll be able to mow the grass field and finish up just about the time that she gets done planting canola. I mean, this isn't a huge grass field over here by any stretch of the imagination. Not huge at all, just enough. Oh, come on, drop those mowers down. Thank you. Now, I have one other major goal in mind today, and this is big, really, really big. Frau Baumann wants her own little dairy shop. Guess what we're doing today? That's right, we're putting in Frau Baumann's dairy shop. She's getting what she wants. Why? Well, because she's the one who pays the bills, that's why. And so, if she's paying the bills, she gets what she wants. Well, to be fair, I promised her that I would work toward that goal for her, and we're finally in a position to do it. Now, what's the dairy shop going to do for us? Well, And the big thing the dairy shop is going to do for us is it's going to increase our milk prices because we can sell directly without any middleman. Nobody getting in the way, taking part of the profit. That's important. That could increase our milk profits by as much as 30, 40, even 50%. Now, she can put whatever products she wants in that shop. I'm just responsible for the farm and delivering the milk. So if she wants cheese or yogurt or anything like that, she can run that in her little dairy shop. And then, of course, we'll have eggs, too, so she can sell eggs from there also if she wants. Totally up to her, but that's what she wanted. I mean, she wanted a full-blown dairy shop, so eggs and milk were kind of on the priority list there. But that is definitely going in today, without question or fail. Frau B's dairy shop will be a thing. Well, I should say, but before the end of the next 2 days, although I think, with a little bit of luck, today might just be it. Well, Field 5 did get, or Field 9, I should say, did get planted. I swapped out with the Massey because, well, I didn't really think I needed a 500 plus horsepower tractor to run a windrower. But the Massey is over on the grass field right now, windrowing, and we need to get that grass collected ASAP because, frankly, temperatures are heating up, and I can't afford to let that turn into hay. Nope, I need the grass. I don't need hay. Yes, I'm trying to climb the bloody mountain. I just needed one row here to give me a little bit of extra turnaround room now that I've got the chicken pen in there. Yeah, it gets a little crowded on this end. It's not terrible, but having a little extra room to turn around is definitely going to be a good thing. A very good thing. And I am going to get some GPS action working here. Why? Because I can, and it's, well, it's not free, but it's free now. Yep, 11.2 meters, no offset. I do want to see my lines for the moment, just so I can see exactly where I'm set up. We are on a heading of 270. That's close, but no cigar. We need to be about more like that. There we go. Perfect. Alright, canola going in on Field 5 also. This should be a decent cash crop if we hit the pricing just right. Now you can see I don't have much seed in this seeder, and I've explained this before. I don't want to add any more than I absolutely need. And I'm going to show you one more time how I still ended up putting too much in, but not so much that it's unmanageable. Because this will hold a significant amount of seed, and I don't want a bunch of pallets of seed laying around when I have to send this back to the shop. And if I send it back to the seed with the seed in it, then they're just going to take my seed, and we don't want anybody taking our seed. Seed theft is a thing. Or something like that. So if I go to my global company menu, I've got my field calculator right here. If I look at Field 5 and seed consumed for canola, it's only 569 liters for this whole field. Canola takes the least amount of seed for just about any crop. Oilseed radish is the only one that's lower. Okay, there we go. The last little bit of canola going in on Field 5. And something else that I forgot was that, well, Field 5 is a little bit smaller than it used to be. Totally forgot about that. That's okay. No worries. So we used even less seed than the field calculator, because the field calculator doesn't know that we've reduced the size of the field. So it's just going to assume it's original size. But it's not that much smaller. Honestly, it's not that much smaller. And you can see I've got some fertilizer over here I need to put away because I needed to put some lime in. So I need to send this thing back to the shop at this point. In fact, why don't I just do that right now? There we go. That was about a 7,000 litre. That's a really nice cedar, by the way. If I could... Oh, wrong trailer, Harv. Wrong trailer. If I could, if I had the money, I would just buy that outright. But that's the thing with seasons, you know, a lot of this equipment, if you're not using it every day, it's almost not worth keeping it on hand. Especially if it's only like a once a year thing. That's why I don't buy everything. Leasing is much more cost effective. For example, let's say I use that seeder twice a year. That's $14,000 per year. To buy that seeder outright is going to cost me exactly, let's find it, it's right down here, nope, not that one, this one, $138,000. So you do the math, $14,000, how many years would I have to use that seeder to pay it off? That's kind of the way I'm thinking about it. How many years would I have to actively be using that seeder to get my money back out of it? That's the question I'm asking. So realistically, you know, we're talking, gosh, how many years are we talking? We are talking about a lot of years before that money would be returned. And yeah, I know I just did this weird, but I was trying to get a little bit extra in there. So when it comes to seasons, yeah, a lot of times expensive equipment like that, it's much more cost effective to lease it than to buy it. And you don't have to worry about maintaining it. You send it back, just make sure you get your stuff out of it, seed or fertilizer, and once you do, just send it back to them and they have to take care of it. And you can come back and get it the next time. So that's why I lease more during seasons and don't buy as much. Now, stuff that I'm using regularly and that's a cheaper price, like, you know, the manure spreader, the slurry spreader, fertilizer spreader, although I haven't used that as much as I anticipated I might. The herbicide sprayer, which is going to come in handy again just today. You know, those kind of things are worth buying because you're using them much more frequently. So all I have to do at this point is just back in to this little spot right about here, and it's going to take my grass. While that's unloading, I can walk up here. I can see the amount of grass going in, and I can even open the menu. It has already activated itself automatically, and it should start making whole crop silage. 3,000 liters per hour. That's not bad. So in 10 hours, we'll have 30,000 liters. It's not exactly lightning fast or anything, but by tomorrow, we should be ready to make TMR. We should have plenty to make TMR. And I can always store grass or chaff in my silo. In fact, I've got grass in the silo, but that's got to be for winter cattle feed. So, not concerned about using that. I'm more concerned right now about seeing how much TMR I can make, because that's, I mean, it really is, you know, I've simplified feeding the cattle by purchasing the multi-trailer system. Well, I can simplify that even more by utilizing TMR, and I only need 2 trailers instead of 3. Then I could use the 3rd trailer for chicken feed, since I've got 3 types of chicken feed to run over to the chickens. Although I don't think they eat quite as quickly as the cows do. Man, the cows go through the food, but then again, I've got a lot more cows than chickens, at least for the moment. Although the chickens have started reproducing already. Oh yeah, just 2 weeks time, those roosters have been doing their jobs. Well, we only ended up with about 60,000 liters of grass, maybe a little bit more than that. But it's a start. I mean, I knew that wasn't a big grass field, but it was enough to keep us in hay. I've got plenty of hay stored up, and I've got clover that's going to be coming in the not too distant future also, which can be turned into hay. In fact, I should check that clover because it might be ready for another cutting already. Unfortunately, I wish it would, but unfortunately, that fermenter will not take clover. It will only take grass or chaff, which is cutting from any whole crop. So That is what it is. But I think, I mean, we'll get at least one more cutting of grass before the end of the year for sure. How's our clover field doing over here? It looks pretty good. But no, it is definitely not ready to harvest. So, next thing we're going to do is send our little Unimog over to our grass field to get him all fertilized up, because that is going to need a couple applications of fertilizer so it grows up nice and big and strong. And he's already hooked up to the slurry tank, so that'll work there. And the slurry tank is already full. How about them apples? Okay, the slurry tanker is doing its job at the moment over on the grass field. Now it's time. It's time for Frau B's lovely little milk, yeah, her dairy store. And I've got it right here, Dairy with Farm Shop. Outstanding, absolutely outstanding. And it makes the most sense to put it over here near the cattle barn. It really does. No, really it does. And we're going to set it back just a little bit. So, I mean, this is a huge building. People are going to know where it is, and we can just direct them right here to this little dairy shop right about there. Boom, Bob's your uncle. We now own a dairy store. But that's not all. Because one thing that I want to do is dress it up just a little bit, make it look more like a real shop. There it is, there we go. So I'm going to put a couple little flower pots out here in front because, well, Frau B would want some flower pots out front, right? Sure she would. There we go, about like so. Outstanding. And we're going to look for some parking lines. Put our parking lines just about dead center right about there. Outstanding. And then we're going to do a little bit of landscaping first. And, yep, we want dark asphalt, because who has parking lines that aren't dark asphalt? Or who has parking areas? Well, I mean, they could be gravel, I suppose, but today they're dark asphalt. In fact, we're going to do that all the way down the side, too. Really make this thing stand out. Do that about like so. That looks about even, right? Close enough for government work. Close enough for Harv's World work. Okay, now we're not going to lay concrete out here and back, so we definitely want some dirt. About like that. I didn't want to push out that far, but I suppose it's not going to hurt anything. And yeah, I'm just anal retentive enough that I feel the need to make sure that's square. And then last but not least, we're going to go back into our decorations and we're going to find some shrubbery. And then I'm going to set a hedge right about there. And I'm going to pop one in right over here. Like so. That looks pretty straight. Let's see if the long one will work. Let's try that. It might be too long. Well, that's not too shabby, is it? If I push it back that way and make sure it's straight, it's not straight, so I'm going to straighten that up. Oh, that works out perfectly. Okay, good. So then I can put that right in there also. Hey, not bad. Not bad at all. Look at that. We've got ourselves a lovely little farm shop. People drive right up here. They can turn right in, park, and go right in the front door. Meinhof Molkieri, or Molkier, or there I go butchering again. And you can see there's display cases in here. We can go in back. We can see the milking room. If I can squeeze through the door. I need to go on a diet. Delivery doors right out the back here. Very nice indeed. We do have some light switches we can turn on. Very good. And then we've got the aging room for the cheese. So I think Frau B should be very, very pleased with this. Oh, stop that. I just want to open the bloody door. Thank you. And then, of course, counter access. Again, trying to squeeze through the door. There you go. So, as I try to find my way out of this thing, we should turn the lights on in here too. There. Very nice indeed. Now my next goal is to supply this bad boy with some milk. Got to get some milk in here. Now the other benefit to this is I don't have far to drive to deliver milk anymore. All I have to do is come right over here to the milk shop. I can back up right in here, and I got about 40,000 liters of milk. Let's sell that off, or let's put it into the what do we call this? The creamery? Would that be a creamery? I don't know. We should close this back door though. There we go. So the farm gets paid up front, and then the dairy shop will make its money back by selling its products. Look at that. 40,000 liters of milk, 72,000 euros. So we are definitely seeing a major increase in pricing, or in the value of our milk, because we're selling it direct without a middleman. Very nice. Well, with a bright early start, 7 a.m., I'm getting a helper started putting herbicide on my freshly planted canola field. That's going to be particularly important because I'm sure you know at this point exactly how awful weeds can be and how quickly they come in and how much destruction they can do, so we are not going to have that. Now I've got another helper. Already in the field working on some contracts because, well, with the milk not moving quite the way it has been in the past, the farm doesn't make any money, and I still have a little bit of spending I want to do, so having extra cash coming in is going to be important, not only for the farm, but for poor old Harv. I definitely need the money coming in, so that's going to be a priority. Now our silage plant here has just been cranking away. It's up to 54,000 liters of silage. And what that tells me is I can get my TMR up and running. So that's going to be another big expense today, and we're going to take care of that right now with this Farming Innovations Forage Mixer 500S. Now this does run $89,000, but it should be all we're ever going to need, and I think I am going to drop it right back in this corner. That'll give me just enough room to tip in, and then enough room to get under the pipe to fill up my trailer. So that's going to be that, and then of course, because I have to, it's an absolute necessity, I need to fix the landscaping. Okay, there we go. One lovely forage mixer. Yeah, I've got plenty of room to sneak a tractor through here in the trailer, so let's make some TMR, shall we? We're going to get this bad boy cranking, and this is going to convert us from the Maize Plus version of TSR right back to our standard TMR, TSR. What are you talking about, Harv? TMR, Total Mixed Ration. So we don't have to jump through all of the Maize Plus hoops to make TMR now. We can do it the nice, old-fashioned, easy way. Now this mixer will hold 30,000 liters of each, so I need 30,000 liters of hay, straw, and silage. So I don't want to overfill here. This fills reasonably quickly. Oh, look at that, 29,987, right on the money. Well, close to right on the money. Very close. Alright, so we're going to tip this in here. And it is going to accept. That's a beautiful, beautiful thing. And then just about 30,000 liters of hay going in. And you can see that filling up right there. Very nice indeed. And now we just need some straw and we'll be good to go. TMR production in place. And the last thing we need, the straw. Watch that fill up. We have everything we could possibly want now to make TMR. This mixer is going to jump in and start functioning automatically. You can see those wheels grinding that into total mix ration. Very nice indeed. It has a digital readout over here on the side, so you can see exactly. It's already made 1,500 liters. This thing is not going to muck around. It's going to do what it needs to do to get the job done. So, we officially have TMR production. Outstanding. Absolutely outstanding. That's going to make these cattle much simpler. And, well, we're still birthing cattle. I mean, we've reached birthing season or calving season one more time. So our big cattle pasture over here is still producing babies. Now, when we transferred cattle from this pen over to the other one, there were 113 in here. As of today, we've got 142. And I'm reasonably sure somebody's going to be having a new calf at some point during the day today. Yep, there's one right there. So all of our fields are planted. They are all very soon to be weed protected. They are completely fertilized. It's just a matter of waiting at this point. We've got TMR production going on. We've got silage production going on. Life is good on Frau B's farm. The only bad part of Frau B's farm right now is we ain't got no money. We are really low. I have tapped us out. I don't even have the money to pay myself the money or the cash that I'm owed at the moment, so I'm going to have to wait to take payment probably until the helper gets done today doing some of those jobs. Well, I don't have a lot of milk, but I thought I would bring over what I do have just to make sure that Frau B has all of the milk that she needs for the day and to, well, get a little bit of income coming in on the farm today, aside from contracts, of course. This should help us out, make us not look quite so bad. There we go. Another 25 grand. Yeah, we're up to 40,000 euros, so that's going to help out quite a bit. But literally, that's all there is to do for right now on Frau B's farm. So I think that's going to do it for this episode of Ravensberg. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please remember to hit the like and subscribe buttons down below. As always, I very much appreciate you coming along for the ride. And until next time, take care.